Hi everyone! So today I've got 3 easy veggie meals that you can make on your own, and I thought I'd start with the more difficult items to get so that you know which ones to get for one of the recipes. And these are really quick, easy meals and they take 15 minutes each to make, and I did this all in one, so it took me 45 minutes. And this stuff is a red chili pepper paste, but it looks spicy, but it's not actually. And the sriracha you can add if you actually want a bit more of a kick. And here's the very lazy garlic. I mean, I think the ones in the tubes taste better, but that's the one I had to hand, and it's just when you're feeling a bit lazy and you don't want to crush the garlic. So the first recipe we're going to do is this carrot and coriander soup. So I'm just peeling 8 carrots and then I'm going to slice them into 1 centimetre thick slices. And the thinner you cut the carrots, the faster they will cook when you add the water, so just bear that in mind. If you don't have a lot of time, obviously just cut them thinner and then they will cook faster. And here's my dog Benji. He really likes carrots, so one dropped on the floor, so I guess he gets to have a little treat, bless him. Hero is saying, do you want to go chase the squirrels? So he obviously gets his teddy and goes outside. So we got these carrots in this packaging, which is paper packaging, which was good because we were shopping in the garden centre and there was a farm shop there. So that was quite a good find. So now I'm just putting all the carrots into a bowl and I'm chopping up the onion and also putting that into a bowl. And also to this recipe I add a potato to just thicken it up and it makes it taste nice. for the carrot soup I did bother to use real garlic. Well, the others are real garlic, but fresh garlic, because it does taste better. And also I didn't have any garlic that was in the tube, which I like more than the jarred one. And we've got this handy little garlic crusher, which helps to stop the garlic smell getting on your fingers when you're chopping it up into tiny pieces, and it makes it quicker. So here I'm adding the rapeseed oil. The thing about rapeseed oil is it's quite good for frying because it can be cooked at higher temperatures than olive oil, and also if you cook extra virgin olive oil like this, it releases some toxins. So rapeseed oil is a good alternative, and it also has half the saturated fat of olive oil, which is good to know. So here I've just added the garlic, and we're going to keep that in there for 1 or 2 minutes. And here I'm adding some cumin seeds. So I'm adding them at this stage so they can fry in the oil a bit before I add any onions in, so that they release their flavour. So we want to cook the onions until they look a bit more see-through and they soften up a bit, and then you'll want to add your carrots and your stock. And one thing I like to do is take half of the onion and garlic mixture out of the pot so that I can add it after the whole carrot soup is mixed up together, and then you have something crunchy in your smooth soup. So now I've added all the ingredients, I'm going to put in the stock cube so that it covers all of the carrots and the potato. So here's the point where you want to put some black pepper and some salt in, and also you want to put in some dried coriander and the ground coriander. I would have put the ground coriander at the start with the oil if I did this again, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And then you want to mix it all together and put the lid on at a sort of medium heat, so it's sort of simmering for about 15 minutes, or until you stick your knife in and you can cut a carrot. That's how you know it's done. So here you can see it only took me 15 minutes because I started at 6. And now we're moving on to the next dish of the day. So this one is going to be sort of a noodle soup, and it's going to be using all of that stuff, ingredients that I showed you at the start. So here, these noodles, they are quite easy, and all you have to do is put them in boiling water for 5 minutes, and then you're ready to go. So now I'm going to cut up all of the ingredients. So I've got some spring onions here, and some asparagus, some mushrooms, and an onion, but I don't think I used the onion in the end. So this recipe is really easy. You just put the veggie stock in the pan, and I'm actually not quite sure how much I put in, but it'll probably be around 400 mils. And then I put in all the veggie ingredients and the sriracha, also with the red pepper paste, and a teaspoon of miso paste. And to finish off, I'm just cracking an egg into this, and also I'm putting some kimchi in it, which is just cabbage basically in a tin. I'm not quite sure, it was my brother's recipe, but it was quite nice. Then you wait until it's simmering and put the lid on and leave it until the egg is cooked through and the vegetables are cooked through as well. And just 1 minute before the end, you put the noodles in to warm, and then you're done with that recipe. This next recipe has been one of my favourites for a while, and it was actually told to me by one of my friend's mum in primary school, and this is peas and aubergine curry. It was really nice, and you can put it with rice if you like, but I didn't do that here. I did it as more of a soupy sort of thing. So I'm just chopping up the onion and aubergine, and also you'll need to chop up a tomato to add in right at the end. And also you will need some frozen peas. So for the base, you're going to need some oil, and I'm going to use rapeseed again because it's just really good for this sort of thing. And I'm going to put the spices in. So we've got a teaspoon of turmeric, and I overdo it with it, but I quite like it, so I put in a bit more. And then a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of coriander. So again, you'll want to cook the spices in the oil before you put in the onions, just so that they can release their flavour. And you can see here I added some cumin seeds as well. So now that the spices have been heated thoroughly, you'll want to add in your garlic and let that cook for 1 or 2 minutes before you add in your onions to soften again, like before. So here I've put the onions in so that they can soften, and a few of the aubergines snuck in there, but that doesn't really matter. We're all going to add it in at the end. So here what I'm going to do is add in the aubergines after this, and then put in the stock just so that it covers the aubergines. And what you'll want to do is cook until the aubergines are soft, and then you'll want to put in your peas and the tomato right at the end, and then reduce this down. So as I said before, you can pair this with rice or eat it on its own. It's delicious both ways, but if you wanted a bit more carbs, then you can do that. So here are the finished products. This is the carrot and coriander soup. I blended it at the end and then put the onion on top with some coriander. This is the peas and aubergine dish. and also the sriracha and noodle dish. So I hope you enjoyed this and you could follow along.